Hello viewers, this is James. In this video I'll be introducing financial accounting. Okay, so basically we have a lot of ways in which we do use the word account, but in this video I just want to make a simple introduction to what financial accounting is and how we use this in financial aspect. So we have two keywords here, financial and accounting. So what is financial accounting as a compound word? So in financial accounting we are talking of a track or a record of financial event. So we are saying this is a track or record of financial event. Okay, basically we have a lot of definitions out there, but I also want to give me my definition that I'm pretty sure it will make you to understand what financial accounting is all about. So before we dive deep, allow me to make a simple introduction on what accounting is commonly considered. So the accounting is also considered to be a system of communication. Okay, so a system of communication. So basically in here, what are you doing? You're trying to tell a story of an organization using its financial records so that this information can be used for interested stakeholders, whether internal or external. Now allow me to give you my definition of what financial accounting is. So we are saying financial accounting, this is a process of identifying, okay, so is a process of identifying, recording, okay, recording, classifying, and okay, and reporting financial transactions of a business. To interested users. Okay, so I believe this is one of the simplest and straightforward definition out there when it comes to financial accounting. So now I want you to master these words that I'm using, because through these words it can be very easier for you to understand what financial accounting is all about. So this is the process of identifying, recording, classifying, summarizing, and reporting financial transaction of a business to interested users. Now, by you understanding these key terms that I've put in my definition, accounts will be very easy for you. Now I'm going to break it down, starting with the first word identification up to the last word reporting, so that you can understand what we mean on each and every aspect and what is required of you to understand. So now I am going to dismantle these and make them separate so that you can understand. But we also have something that is interesting here. You are reporting the financial transaction of a business, okay, to interested users. As we said, it is a system of communication which tells the story of an organization. Now that story at the end must make sense or help these interested users. So let me talk of these users. Now these users, they can be grouped in two categories. So the users can be grouped in two categories. So we have internal users, okay, and external users. So we are going to identify the internal users and the external users. So internal users includes employees, okay, managers, okay, the CEO, okay. External users, this includes investors, okay. We can also have creditors, okay. So let me just get rid of this, but we are coming to that. All right. Not only that, but we can have also auditors. There are a lot, but we can look at these given examples. So after we present these finances in our books, they must make sense to these players, internal players and the external players. So this is the most important thing when it comes to financial accounting. We must make sure that our information that we presented in our books must be useful to these players, the employer, okay, the employer or the employee, okay. So let's use employee, because when you talk of employer, we're talking of the owners of the business. All right, so the employee, they have to determine what kind of inventory they should put in stock, what they should bring in, okay. Managers, for managerial use, okay, for recruitment purposes, okay. The CEO, to see the growth of the business, and that must be presented through the financial transactions. Now, not only internal users, but we also have external users, and this includes investors. Investors, they're interested in seeing your financial performance for their confidence, because they are more interested in the returns from their investments. So you must make sure that there is a record, there is a track, there is a communication, a system of communication. That is what we call financial accounting. Auditors and creditors. Auditors, they have to check or how the business is being run, okay. The creditors, okay. So the creditors, this simply means these are people you as a business you can run for help. They must see how your company is performing in terms of finances, so that they can have confidence to give you what you are requesting for. Now let's get back to the definition. So in the definition, I have these major terms that I have used to make you understand. So we said financial accounting is a process of, we said it's a process of identifying, okay? Not only that, we also said recording, classifying, summarizing, and reporting. Okay, reporting financial transaction of the business. Okay, so now I am going to explain what is needed in each and every aspect, or in each and every term that we have used here, so that you people can understand what you must do at each stage. Okay, indeed, I'm not going to go deep, but in my next video I am going to start by explaining what really you are required to do. So in identification, you are required to figure out which event are actually business transaction. You must identify which event is a business transaction. Okay, now you have some skills and requirement or certain rules that I'll be giving that will be helping you to identify these business transactions. After that, from this stage, you must go to recording. After you have identified the business transaction, its nature, okay, and how it must be treated, then you can now do what? Record. So in recording, it simply means you are now writing down the identifying transaction in the books of original entry. So I'll be doing my other video dealing with the books of original entry or the books of prime entry. You need to know these books as an accountant. You must know these books. So you must know how to record the identified transaction in the books of original entry, such as journals and the cash book whatsoever. But in this video, I'm just doing an introduction to you to just help you on how you can make sure that you identify those transaction and how you can start your journey with accounting. Apart from that, you must classify the recorded transactions. Okay, so under classification, you are now grouping similar transactions together into specific accounts. So you'll be forming an account, okay, according to the nature of the transaction. Here it also gets more interesting. Yes, when you are going to be classified. Also, I'm going to be sharing with you the rules on how you can become best in classifying. Okay, after you have classified your work in accounting, you'll be required to summarize. Okay, so in summarize now, you'll be making the big data simple. You're trying to break down the large quantities of data and make them simpler for the board to understand, and these users, the one that we have mentioned earlier, to make it easy for these guys to understand. So that's the importance of this users to know these users, because at the end everything points out to those. Actually, there are many users of accounting, but in this video we have just done 6, 3 internal users and 3 external users. There are many out there. Okay, now there are certain things that you must do under here, under summarizing. Under each and every aspect that I have mentioned here, there are certain things that you must know. There are certain things that you must follow when you're identifying. There are certain accounting rules that you must follow in recording. So in my next video, I'll be basically dealing with identification and recording, showing you clearly on how you can identify transactions and also record them accurately. We're going to be looking at the rules of recording. Okay, what skills are you supposed to have for you to record accurately, in as much as we can go up to when we reach reporting. So what is involved in reporting? Now you are now communicating the summarized results to people who need them. Okay, these, okay, they highly depend on the financial record of the business. So these people, they will require that information. So you're communicating in here. That's why we said accounting is a system of communication, of telling a story of an organization, okay, by using a financial or monetary policy value of the business. All right, now there are many things that we are supposed to know to make us understand this. But before that, let's try to look at the importance. What's the importance of accounting? Okay, what do you think could be the importance of accounting? Now, there are more reasons that can be given, but not limited to what I'll give in this video. So it's very important for a business or any organization that keeps finances to give an account. Okay, number one, it helps in decision making. Okay, so we're looking at, allow me to get rid of this so that, okay, so I'm going to give some reasons why accounting is very important, why financial accounting is very important. So the first reason that I'll give is helps in decision making. Remember, I gave you those stakeholders, internal and external stakeholders, that needs accounting information. Now we're looking at the importance, okay, importance of accounting. Okay, okay, so number one, we said it helps in decision making. Helps in decision making. Remember, whether internal or external stakeholders, they'll need this financial information to help them make decisions. Employees, they must make sure they are informed on the stock or services they offer. Okay, so their financial record will help them to give and make decision in order to make sure that they are accurate in their doing. Not only that, it helps to show the financial position of an organization. It shows financial position. Okay, without financial track, it is very difficult to be able to tell the financial position of the business. Hence, we need to make sure that we account for our business. Okay, not only that, but it provides information to interested it provides information to interested users. As we said, this now will help anybody, whether inside or outside, okay, researchers to find out, regulators to find out more about the business. How can we do that? We can only do that through accounting. That's the most important thing also when you talk of accounting. But not only that, it helps in legal matters. Okay, helps in legal matters. Okay, accounting records serve as evidence in court for debt claims. Okay, debt claims, insurances, and many more other things that you need evidence in the court of law. So in as much as accounts is used for decision making, showing financial position, providing information to interested, but it also helps, or it also helps as an evidence, okay, in legal matters. Okay, very important to know that. So if your company is sued, the court will require you to provide financial records as an evidence for everything that has happened in your business. Okay, facilitates business growth, facilitates business growth. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel so as I'm posting new videos, you'll be able to be notified. So let's get back to the business. We said accounts is also important to facilitate business growth. What do we mean? With proper financial information, a business can plan budgets. Okay, it can plan budgets, okay, not only budgets, it can also get funds. Okay, because the funders will look at the financial performance of the business, and through that it will give them motivation or a go-ahead call why they should support the business. So without proper financial record, it is very difficult for funders or external donors to help the business grow. That's why it is very important to account for the business. Helps in taxations. Okay, what do we mean? So accurate records make it easy to calculate, okay, and pay the tax, and also it helps to avoid penalties from the tax authorities. So the tax authorities, they will require, the tax authorities of the land, they will require a financial record to make sure that you can be well regulated in a location where your business is situated. So it's very important to keep financial record. Hence, financial accounting becomes very important in the business. Profit or loss, assertion of profit. So with the proper, this is also one of the most important thing. Okay, so I'm going to put it as the 7th one. Profit or loss. You can determine the profit or the loss of the business. Is the business making returns from its operation, or is the business going down? Financial accounting can help you to know what to do and make some adjustment on how you do and carry out your business activities. So that's the most important thing that you must know as an accountant. So as we have seen, there are mainly reasons that we can give out there of why accounts is very important, but these are the ones that we can provide in this video. In the next video, I'm going to be giving full information on what you must do for you to account properly. I'm going to be sharing some rules and some basic things that you must understand whenever you are accounting. Once more, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and comment on the video if you have any question that you must know when it comes to accounting. And check out my next video on recording and identification. So I'm going to be breaking it down, helping you on how you can accurately record and also identify business transaction. This marks the end of this video, but let's have a recap. We have defined what accounting is. Okay, we have defined what accounting is and the users of these records that we are recording. Okay, and we have also talked of the importance of accounting. So check out for my next video. Please subscribe, leave a like, and also comment on the video. Thank you so much.